is being recorded.
So we'll wait for just 1 minute and we'll just get started.
Absolutely. You know what people are like? They're always late. They're running from meetings.
Yes.
Congratulations on talking at the Tableau conference. I think the conference is an amazing atmosphere, especially Vegas.
Right.
To Vegas before.
No. That's my first time.
Now, so here's the thing. The conference is at the back of a casino if they were in the same place, the MGM. So to get to the conference, you have to walk past slot machines, blackjack tables, all forms of gambling for about 10 minutes. So do not drop your money on black. Do not just walk to a roulette table and just put some money down. That's dangerous.
That's right. So even my wife is she's always talking to me about this only, that you're going to Vegas, make sure nothing happens like that.
Hangover movie?
Yeah. So I keep telling her whatever happens in Vegas, it will remain in Vegas.
Well, last time I was at the Tableau conference, it was Vegas in 2015, and I went home with $3,000. So I was lucky.
Okay. Perfect, Tom. I think let's get started. I think people will join, no problem in that.
Please do.
So hello everyone. Good evening and welcome to the 10th episode of VizConnect. Excited to have Tom with us today to talk about what led to the creation of Tableau Magic. He never wanted to write articles, but how did he end up committing to 3 articles a week? A little bit about Ton. So Ton has been more than 15 years of experience in business intelligence, data management, big data, data lakes, Internet of Things, data visualization, and data analytics space, with the last 5 years dedicated to delivering end-to-end solutions using Tableau. So Tom is the founder and the managing editor of Tableau Magic, where he provides consulting, tutorials, and instruction for those who want to improve their data literacy and skills in Tableau. So Tableau Magic is renowned for creating sophisticated and bespoke data visualization that push boundaries of Tableau. And the fun fact on is that he used to own a salsa school with 20 teachers and hundreds of students up until 2 years ago. In fact, giving the school away is the reason he started focusing on Tableau. So thanks a lot, Ton, for speaking at VizConnect. Over to you.
Thanks, Agar, for the introduction, and hello, everyone. Thank you for joining the call, and hopefully you'll find my talk interesting. Hopefully you can all see my screen. The title of my talk will be Growth Through Pushing Boundaries. Now, help me. My name is Tuan Huang. I'm based in London, England. As alluded to, I've been in the business intelligence space for about 15 years, focusing on data analytics, data visualization, and generally as a consultant. So going into client sites, helping clients understand their issues, their problems, their challenges, and then providing solutions. I've used pretty much most technologies on the market today, but the last 5 years I've been solutions with Tableau. As what drove me to Tableau is the idea of end user intelligence, empowering end users. And yes, I have been dancing salsa for about 10 years, and I've been an instructor for most of that time. No idea how that happened. It was a happy accident. That's not the reason I'm here for this talk. It's not about salsa, although I can talk about it all day long. A little bit more information about me. I founded Tableau Magic in 2008. To date, I've written over 100 tutorials, from introductions to bespoke visualizations. For me, this is going to be a key part of my talk today, and what I'm going to do is about how I came to this point. Why did I write so many articles? Why am I so engaged? Why am I committed to doing this? And it's a part of my own growth and development. Discuss that. Other keys, I'm continually learning and striving to learn all areas of Tableau, from APIs to what you can do to the new features. I love participating in that alpha data programs to understand what's coming next, because we as a community can influence and be active in the Tableau's development and roadmap. What I want to note is that I'm not a regular speaker. And what I mean by that, I do give presentations to clients, to board levels, to C-levels. I'm used to talking to people about their problems and challenges. I am not to talking about my opinions, my thoughts, what I believe about, and more importantly, my philosophy and ideas. So my main key challenge and is to not put you to sleep. That's the all I'm trying to achieve, and hopefully you'll get something interesting and enlightening. About this talk. When Sagar asked me to give a talk to you guys for VizConnect, I was thinking, what should I talk about? What can I talk about? And what can I share? And one thing I thought I could share is my journey. How did I get to this point? What drove me to this point? Because I believe we are all on a path, and that path is well worn. So by sharing my experiences with you all, hopefully it will give you some direction, some ideas, and inspire you to push your own boundaries and really progress. Because for me, I love seeing people grow. I'm mentoring about 15 people at this moment in time, career and outside. I wanted to give you some insight. I'm going to split this talk into three distinct topics. The first is going to be why I decided to push my boundaries. A conscious decision. Looking back, I can see the justification, and that's what I want to share. At the time, it was a journey of discovery, which I'm sure most of you are in yourself. So we'll talk about that. Why? Which is always the fundamental importance. Where? Continually pushing my boundaries has taken me. I have pretty well in my career. I have pushed many boundaries. I've succeeded quite well. And it's all because of pushing my boundaries and continually improving myself. So I'll talk about the journey of where pushing myself has taken me, how the formation of Tableau Magic happened, and what I'm doing today to still push myself even further. The final part would be lessons that I've learned along the way. Going out of your box, going out of your comfort zone is not always an easy endeavor. But it is well worthwhile, and I would like to share with you some takeaways and something you can do. And after all of that, I'm going to give you some ideas about how you can push yourself as well, areas that you can go to, things that you can explore, and how to develop yourself further and by definition, improve your career, improve what you're doing and how you deliver to your clients. With the why. Let's talk about how it all began for me. I'm sure that my career would give many parallels to your own. So hopefully I could take you on this journey with me. So I've been working for about 15 years now. My career started. I was a fresh graduate, and as most of you probably have experienced yourself as graduates, as people that are new to IT, you don't really know much about the real world of IT. You understand the theory, you understand what should be done, but working in a full IT environment is very different. Consultancy, as most of us try to do. Loads of experience, range of projects, and I got into data migration and started working with data. At the time, I did not know SQL, I did not know anything about databases, but I decided to push myself. I saw the value of data, the value of databases, and as such became an Oracle certified DBA. Well, partly certified, and also worked along data migration to understand how data benefits organization. Leading a project, a business objects team for the NHS. So within a few years, I've really progressed. I pushed myself. I took myself out of my comfort zone. I was not a DBA. I did not know about databases, but I pushed in that direction. I had not led a team, and I pushed in that direction. First 2 years of my career, and it was progressing well. By 2016, I was leading a business intelligence and data warehouse initiative. Did not know much about leading a team or leading an initiative as such, but by continually stepping out of your comfort zone and pushing yourself, this is how I achieved. I'll have to say, By the age of 21, I was doing pretty well for myself. My career was going swimmingly. This is a perfect start to anyone's career, I have to admit. Skills, becoming an expert, pushing, growing, getting those promotions, everything was fab. What we most do, as I was growing, I was improving, I was learning different technologies, but something was kind of missing. And this is the thing that struck me early in my career. Explored as many business intelligence technologies as I could find. This included Microsoft, Cognos, MicroStrategy, every tool under the sun, including ETL tools, Oracle Warehouse Builder, data services, Body. I kept on pushing, took on loads of different roles. I was not an expert, but I took on roles as a business analyst, as a data architect. I kept on pushing and trying to find myself and trying to learn different areas of our industry. But would actually changing me. I kept on searching for things that would stimulate me, things that would make me want to work, make me want to push myself. This is when I started my salsa school because I needed to do something else. I found that there was something lacking in my field. And then I came to a realization, some that more few of you may have already come to. Technology is extremely procedural. As long as you follow the best practices, follow the steps, you will generally be okay. As long as you learn your technology, listen to your clients, it will be fine. And the same goes with consulting. So it felt like a conveyor belt type process. My career felt that way. Learning a technology, applying a technology, there was something kind of missing for me. And this is something that I got into quite early in my career. I started feeling this. And therefore, I needed to push out. I needed to try something different. I needed to supplement my solid technical skills with something else. I decided in 2012 to go further afield. I joined Salesforce Marketing Cloud as a senior solution architect. Working with marketing executives, I tried something else, something very different, something that would hopefully give me what I was looking for, even though I did not actually know what I was looking for at the time. Then I discovered what my missing piece was. Procedural IT was only one part of the whole IT ecosystem. I was missing the creative aspect. And this is something that really bugged me for a long, long time. The question, should I move away from IT to get what I'm missing? Is this what I want to do? So there was a lot of questions in my head around this. I built my technical skills, I was getting certified, I was delivering projects, but I was missing something. In 14, by accident, I discovered Tableau. I'd known about Tableau before through my experimentation, but I decided, being me, to apply for a job using Tableau even though I had zero experience. Apart from downloading the tool and using it, I had very little experience in Tableau. But what I did was I downloaded the tool, I bought a book, I went through the process of learning Tableau, and I discovered that I really enjoyed the tool. I really did. And therefore, I wanted to potentially change my career to use Tableau. This was my 10th job in 10 years. So I kept on moving around, trying new things, jumping around, and then through all my travels, I discovered Tableau. Something fundamentally changed in me. I realized that there are two parts of my brain. There's the analytical side, your left side, where I'm sourcing data, I'm getting data, using the data pipeline, storing into a data infrastructure, whether it be Hadoop, Big Data, SAP HANA, and then producing reports. Now, the problem is those reports were bare. They weren't exciting. They did not excite me. Essentially, me. However, on the right side, there's the creative aspect, and that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to be creative. I wanted to add flavor, add color, add stuff to my entire output that actually engaged me, that engaged both sides of my brain. And therefore, my journey even further. And it's because I was searching, because I was always searching for something else. I was trying to push in different directions that I was able to start thinking about combining my left with my right side of my brain, and Tableau enabled me to do this. What I call the start of my creative career. And hopefully some of you have gone through this path. You've learnt a lot about technology, and now you're going into the realms of creativity. Instead of building reports, tables with filters at the top, I started building interactive dashboards, and this really appealed to me. It became an addiction. It really did. I kept on reading up about graphic design. I am no graphic designer, but I was reading about design thinking, how to build better graphics, how to actually build appealing graphics. Learning everything I could about Tableau, the desktop, the server, APIs, everything I could find. Because for me, this was an important part of my journey. Happened. I don't know if many of you are going to Las Vegas, but I hope you are, because in 2015, that changed my entire world. I met people that were in a similar place to me, technically very able, technically extremely strong. However, they were also focused on the right side of the brain. How do we get amazing output? How do we have engaging output? And that was a challenge that I knew nothing about. By this conference, I was inspired. First large-scale technology conference. And yes, it was a huge eye-opener. Till that point, I was only using Tableau Classic. I was building basic dashboards. But then I started seeing amazing things, and I wrote my first blog. Now, blogging and writing articles is actually a tough endeavor in itself. It's also nerve-wracking. Will people hate you? Are you writing the right thing? Are you writing something controversial? So there was a lot of fear and anxiety when it came to doing this. And this is something that I embrace. I try to tackle. 2016 rolled up, and I call this the year of the sunburst. Time there were some bespoke visualizations out there, but not as much. But I found a great video online by Bora, and that was the sunburst. I spent 4 weeks trying to figure out how this works because I needed to know. If you could build such amazing things, then I want to be able to do that. So I don't know sunburst, hierarchical tree map, and it just looks visually appealing. Added to functionality, this was here. You could deliver this. And for me, how this works was beyond me. However, I needed to know because this was the key in my eyes. 2016, I also decided to venture onto a new direction. Something that, for me, took me out of my comfort zone, scared me. However, I needed to progress in this way. I decided to change my learning process. Not just learn technology, but use my creativity to drive my learning process. It was a very big mindset change, but in my eyes, if I see something that I like, that's what I'm going to spend time learning on how to build. Searching for things that will stimulate me, challenge me. I search for as much creativity as I can out there, whether it be Pinterest, Behance, Tableau Public. Information is Beautiful website. There's loads of input that can actually drive you. And when you see some input, when you have a visualization that you want, learn how to do it. It's challenging. It pushes you. It really does. However, you progress at a much faster rate. I decided to commit a part of my personal blogging to this, to bespoke data visualizations. And that's when got something pinged up on my screen. But that's when I started Tableau Magic in 2018. So we're about, I would say about a year and a half old. And we're doing pretty well. This was one of my biggest fear factors, one of the things that I really needed to work on from a personal perspective, because creating a blog that no one would read, no one would care about is one thing. Pushing something out there, pushing something and marketing for the mass market is a lot harder because you're putting your brand out there. You're going to be subject to criticism. You're going to be subject to a lot of anxiety. It was worth it because the more I put myself out there, the more I did what was unnatural to me, which was to engage with a wider range of people, the more I benefited my career, the more it benefited how I saw Tableau, how I saw the world of data visualization. And yes, Tableau Magic, over 100 blogs as of today, with close to 500,000 page views in the last 18 months. So it's not because of me, it's because of you, the community, people that push me, people that help me. And this is one huge part of my journey. 2019, where we are today. I've now started researching and going beyond building dashboards. So now I'm writing tutorials about JavaScript API, about the Extract API, most of which I'm not an expert in, but I'm pushing myself to learn those things. Because by learning them, I would improve myself. So I'm trying to explore as much of Tableau as I can. Producing online training. If you've never filmed yourself, quite an experience, I guarantee you. It scared the hell out of me. I've now put myself out there even further. I've pushed myself as much as I can, and now I have an online training course and several more before the end of the year. Because I like helping people. I love pushing people to become better, to improve their skills as much as I can. What the future is, I do not know. Maybe I'll start a Tableau consulting firm. I've not done that before. Maybe it'll be my next boundary to be pushed and broken. Maybe I'll build more Tableau products. I've already built an extension. I have 2 more in the works. Who knows? Hell, if Tableau are interested, they might even hire me, but I don't think that would ever happen. In any case, I just wanted to give you a rundown of my journey and how pushing boundaries, especially in Tableau, has driven me to many, many different areas and how it's improved me as a consultant, as an IT professional, and has allowed me a springboard to share. Long road ahead for most of us. We don't know where we're going to go. The thing that I can do is tell you a few of the lessons I've learned along the way, and hopefully this will give you some insight, and hopefully give you some food for thought. Your craft, guys. Seriously. Tableau as much as you can. Tableau has one of the best learning communities I've ever seen, and I've been a part of many. The community loves to share. The community is extremely helpful. You have the Tableau forums, you have Twitter. If you're on Facebook, join my group. But we have loads of ways to push you, and most people will support you. So really, continually learn. The amount of material, quality material, is absolutely amazing. So try not to use Tableau casually. Learn what you do. If you're going to use table calculations, learn about them. If you're going to use LODs, really learn about them because this will enhance you. The new. The thing that I'm very passionate about is enjoying the new. Repeating the same task again and again will make you faster. It will make you more efficient. It's that procedural aspect that would improve you, but I don't think it will push you to grow. Growing requires a change. I always say try something new. New tutorial, you see a new chart type, try it. There are so many amazing people in this community blogging and producing quality material. Try as many things as you can that's new. Which was given to me in a salsa convention, so to speak, was that patterns are a prison. Completely agree with that. If you stick to your patterns, if you do the same thing day in, day out, it is great, but it's going to become a prison because you'll become comfortable in those patterns. To break free, push away, and try to do more. Out there. This is something that I wish I had done earlier into my journey. I was what I call a lurker. I was on Twitter, I was on all the communities, but I never commented. I never engaged. I never talked to anyone. And therefore, I did not build the connections that I should have that would have helped me a lot earlier into my career. I am an introvert, technically. And therefore, this was extremely hard for me. And I'm sure for a lot of people to really engage with the community, to participate as much as you can. But this would help you infinitely. Engage the creative and the technical. Talked earlier, I spent the vast majority of my earlier days learning technology. Today, I am focused behind my creative passions on creativity as well as technology. Number 5, your boundaries. Nothing will help you grow faster, I guarantee you that. Being out of your comfort zone and knowing that you'll be fine is something that I want you to take away from this. Pushing your boundaries will help you infinitely. And remember, the community is here to help you. It's the end of my free story. However, go from here. What can you do to push yourself? So many doors to walk through, and obviously we can't walk through every one of them. So now I'm going to give you a few ideas of things that you can take on board, things that you can adopt, and the reasons why. A few options. Let's look at design. It's an amazing tool for its design capabilities. If you check out Viz or Makeover Mondays, or just look on Tableau Public, there's a lot of amazing online that would help you improve your design skills. It's not just about data. Getting data is a technical pursuit. Creating appealing designs is a creative pursuit. And that's one that you have to hone and harness and harden just as much as your technical abilities. So really, have a look at design. There are a lot of books on this, from David McCandless to Steve Few. There's everything in between and a whole spectrum. So think about design. Really focus on that area. This is something that I am passionate about. Teach your students, but teach what you know. Prove your skills through that way. There's no better way to actually enhance your understanding of a topic than having to explain it to someone. Whether or not you're teaching a colleague at work, teaching your clients, teaching your spouse, it's good to actually continually teach. Like I said, in person, via blogging, or just on the forums, engage, teach. One of my favorite areas of today. Also, push yourself and learn how the APIs work. Tableau has a variety of APIs that allows you to extend the capability of Tableau. Whether or not it will be to embed Tableau into a website, or a custom extension to allow you to perform or show visualizations that are not native to Tableau, to working on the Hyper API or the metadata perhaps. There's a lot of APIs there for you to learn. And this is not going to be in the Tableau desktop interface or Tableau server interface. This will be programming, which is an area that you could learn and thrive in, because I personally believe APIs are the big thing coming up in Tableau. Embedding Tableau into your enterprise organizational workflows is going to be of immense value to you. So push yourself to learn this. Literacy. This is the buzzword in everyone's lips, and I truly believe this is something that is valuable. The key here is, how do you help organizations become more data driven, or become more data literate? How do you talk to people about data, inspire them, and help them on their journey? This is not easy. It requires a lot of work, a lot of self-development, and personally speaking, talking about data may not be natural to you. However, it's a very, very valuable pursuit. Really get involved with data literacy if you can. A lot of programs out there. There's a lot of things that can actually help you. Personal favorite area. Learning about creating non-standard data visualizations or going bespoke. has many mechanisms and many inbuilt functionalities for building stuff. However, building bespoke visualizations can help. It can help you in many ways. A simple example, I was once asked to do a pitch for a project that was going to be extremely lucrative for my parent company. One of the requirements was so difficult to do that we had to actually reject this tender, which would have been a shame because it would have benefited everyone in our organization. It was a huge project. I did not know much about bespoke visualizations at the time. My mindset was, we can't do that because Tableau doesn't have this in Show Me. I lost my opportunity. However, by working on bespoke data visualizations, I have a deeper understanding of a lot of the interesting aspects of Tableau that you may not use on a day-to-day basis. And by using bespoke visualizations, I can paint anything I want to, which is an amazing and freeing mindset to have. But not least, give talks. As I've said, my main objective of this talk was to not put you to sleep. And that is key. So for me, talking about Tableau, talking about your career, talking about development, or just giving talks is not easy. But I would all recommend you to try because it really helps to push you. It helps you to cement your knowledge and your understanding. And more importantly, it would help you to clarify things. Moved on a bit quickly, but you know me, I got a bit excited. But yes, thank you very much for listening. And if there's any questions, back to Saga.
Perfect. Thanks a lot, Ton, for your presentation today. I think that's very inspiring for all of us to go ahead and push our boundaries. And I'm pretty much sure a lot of people on the call will do that from today. Thank you. And I think, Ton, the first question which I start asking every speaker which we have on VizConnect is that, suppose I am new to Tableau, what should be the first thing I should keep in mind? Do you
Yeah,
have any? Yeah, please go ahead.
that's a great question. I think if you're new to Tableau, the first thing to keep in mind is that for me, one of the most amazing self-service tools possible. I would start with learning how to use the tool in terms of answering questions. So connecting to your data sources, do not focus too much on building amazing dashboards initially. All you have to do is answer questions and start that way, because then you'll start to understand how Tableau works. After which you could start building your worksheets and then your dashboards. The other thing I would say is check out the Tableau official videos because the tutorials are amazing. And more importantly, engage with the community. You don't need to be a lurker like I was for years. All you had to do is sign up for a Twitter account, sign up for a Facebook account, and join the various communities. There's tons of hashtags. Just search hashtag Tableau and you'll find. And there'll be a lot of people that will guide you on your way. Learning by yourself is quite a tough pursuit. Learning in a community, finding people that are in your position, have been there before, would help you. And that would accelerate your career and your understanding of Tableau.
Perfect. Thank you for that. So everyone, please go ahead and ask your question. We have a chat and Q&A window open. If you have any question for Don, please go ahead and ask it. So Don, any best? So I have one question. Can you have a quick answer on the communities which people should follow? Can you just name them few?
Yep, absolutely. I think on Twitter, if you follow the hashtag DataFam, you'll find a lot of people there. If you join the Makeover Monday community, the Workout Wednesday community, the Sports Viz Sunday, and also Viz for Social Good, a lot of communities. What I would say is just start with Makeover Monday or Workout Wednesday and engage with people because people will post their responses and you can connect. That's on the Twitter side. On Facebook, I run a group called Tableau Magicians, which is pushing on about 5,000 people almost. And we all love to share, help each other. The communities on the forums, I know there's a lot of people active there. As well as on LinkedIn, there's a few great groups that you could join, be inspired, and ask questions and help.
Perfect. think Akshay has a question. He's just typing. So we have a question. Do you have any design template, icons, collections? Okay. For Tableau?
Yeah. I think for me, because I've delved into web APIs and web design, I take a lot of my inspirations from actual web developers in terms of presentations. The following presentation that I've done was actually based on a template. So that was purchased from Theme Forest, I believe, a few years ago. But in terms of icon collections, I use Icon 8 because typically you'll get loads of free icons there. Also, Font Awesome has a great icon library as well, so I'll recommend you using that. And it's open source, so you could download it, use it as you will.
Perfect. And there is one more question on, so you talk about we have the bespoke, right, with respect to what we are doing in Tableau and things like that. So bespoke visualization should only be recommended for personal growth, or do you think organizations are open to adapt such visualizations?
Very good question. Should organizations adapt bespoke data visualizations? For me, when I gave my last talk about this, not on VizConnect, I said that one of the most important things for any builder is to have as many tools in the toolbox as possible. Never use that tool because there's only one particular use case. But I think if you have a perfect use case for bespoke visualizations, I don't think you should be against it. Don't get me wrong, bespoke visualizations have a much narrower use case than, for example, a bar chart, but it doesn't mean it's completely useless. I also think there's something else that is not taken into account often enough, and it's what I call the Tesla effect. So, looks count. I want to drive a Tesla not because of all the marketing hype, but it just looks like a great car. So, something that we have to bear in mind is that we, as a Tableau community, we are indoctrinated with what best practices are. We study best practices. However, we also have to think about the end user, the consumer, who may not be willing to open your dashboard. However, if you add something interesting, something unique, they may be more willing to give it a try. And that is the important tipping point. As soon as someone says, "Oh, what is this?" I think that's a valuable aspect. And like I said, I don't think you should exclude bespoke visualizations organizationally speaking. However, I don't believe you should use them freely. I think it should be on a case-by-case basis. Other aspects like support and whatnot. So, yeah, I don't think you should exclude them.
Perfect. And I think we mentioned about every week you come up with 3 posts, right?
Yes.
So from where do you get all these ideas about creating a particular visualization in Tableau? So like, can you just give us what is the source for all your creativity about it?
And this is going to sound funny, but essentially what I do is I keep an eye out continuously. Inspiration can come from anywhere, literally. So for example, I'll walk past a billboard and I'll see some interesting graphic. I'll pull out my phone and I'll take a picture. I'll save it to a interesting visualization folder that I'll revisit another day. So I have a backlog of about 100 different items and it's continually growing faster than I can actually write tutorials about them. So that's one aspect, is that what I see, whether or not I'll be browsing online, I'll be looking at other people's work, I'll be looking at newspapers, it can come from literally everywhere. As a second source would be requests. I get easily 20 to 30 requests a week for assistance or can you help me build this visualization. That gets added to my backlog and I'll work my way through it. Bear in mind, I do work a full-time day job. So therefore, most of the work I do on Tableau Magic, most of my blogging is done after hours. And shockingly, I've spent 500 hours or near 500 hours this year on Tableau Magic. Now, if you do the math on that, that's a lot of time. But for me, I love sharing.
Right.
I love doing what I do.
Perfect. And I think one question we also have is people and the leadership team, right? They love more of having text tables rather than have some visualization. Do you want to share anything with respect to a particular project which you did, in which how exactly you transitioned them from text tables to maybe a visualization?
Absolutely. I think the key is always, for me, I've had a few projects in the last year or two where we were obsessed with getting data and we've built amazing data infrastructures. One of my projects, we had 1 billion records being saved into an amazing infrastructure that was built. However, the data output was a CSV file. The question that I had for the consumers is what do you do with those CSV files afterwards? And most of the time, they'll import it into Excel, they'll run macros, they'll do a lot of data manipulation manually, 3 days on that, and then have a line chart. Now, that sounds crazy, but that's very common. And what I normally do is I'll go through and talk to them about automation. Instead of having a manual intervention between data and visualization, we could automate that through Tableau. The calculations we want. More importantly, we can run our reports in real time. By that, I mean, you click on your report, you open, it'll query the data source and it'll get you information and it'll present it in 15 or 20 different ways. With the interactivity, with web editing, you can actually create your own dashboards and you empower end users as opposed to an analyst. Me, end users are the ultimate consumers. The closer they can be to data, the better.
Okay. I think there is an interesting question, and they're asking more about what what do you think about for Tableau for the next 5 years? Like, I think you have done a lot of planning. What should be with respect to your career path, right? What you are doing right now, and what should you be doing in 2020? What I think what is your expectation Tableau should do with respect to the next 5 years? If someone wants to know about it.
So for me, that's an interesting question. So what would Tableau do in the next 5 years, or what should they do? I don't work for Tableau, which is one thing. However, I think things that I would like to see from Tableau, I would like to see open environment, which is what's happening now. So for example, with extensions with APIs, Tableau are opening up to allowing developers to enhance the product, which I think is a great thing. I think more contributions to the open source community would be great from Tableau. I'm pretty sure they're going to head that direction anyway. Not open source their tools, but provide more and more libraries for interactivity and connectivity. So that is one thing. I think Tableau would have to create or enhance the Tableau prep side, which I would see happening. So if you are not using Tableau prep, or if you don't know, if you have a Tableau license, create a license, you also have Tableau prep that allows you to prepare your data. I believe that there will be a lot of work to take that tool from self-service data prep to a bit more of an enterprise scale data prep. So that's going to happen. And I also think streaming data is going to be more and more important because as we embed business intelligence and data visualization tools into our front-end applications, we will need a real-time element. And Tableau does not do streaming data yet. I think that they will do, i.e., you have a Kafka queue, you have data flowing in, and that updates your dashboard in the same way as a financial chart on Google, for example. That kind of real-time operational aspect will really hit home in the next few years. Now, where they're going to go with Tableau, I do not know. But from what I've seen, they've done pretty well so far.
Perfect. Thank you. And I think we'll just take last two questions over here. The first question is more about if person wants to learn more about calculations and what people have written over here that in your blogs they have seen that when you work in your particular examples which you share, you have a lot of calculations in that, right? So what would be a recommendation from your side to them about how exactly they can improve their calculations in Tableau?
I think for the most part, as I alluded to in my presentation, I think I don't believe it'll be productive to just go through the Tableau official help and learn all the calculations because that's a pure memorization exercise and it won't give you much. What I'd recommend is following as many tutorials as you can because every time you follow a tutorial, try to understand what is being done, trying to understand the functions that are being used, and then learning in a practical sense with practical applications would help. Early in my career, I memorized pretty much every Oracle command possible, However, I did not know how to use them because I have not used them in a practical sense. So when it comes to learning functions like trigonometry or level of details, find tutorials that are showing you how to do it, follow the step-by-step instructions, and then actually get that practical experience and apply those learnings to something immediately, and then you could tick that off. Now I've used a level of details, I understand when to use them, I know how to use them, and now that's a tool in my toolbox that I can use another day.
Perfect. And I think anything on the closing comments, Don, you want to share, like any how people can reach out to you, anything you want to talk about, blog and things like that.
I'm not the best marketing guy, but I would say that if you want to, visit tablewmagic.com. Tableau Magic has lots of blogs, lots of tutorials from beginner levels to introduction level, all the way to advanced and super crazy. I also have tutorials about APIs. If you want to explore that area, push yourself in that area, feel free. But more than that, you can always find me on Twitter. So I'm not too hard to find. There's not many twans around. I'm also on Facebook, and also you can always send me an email at admin@tablewmagic.com. Some emails. Notice that I do actually respond as soon as I can, but I do respond. So if you have any questions, please feel free to send me.
Perfect. Thanks a lot, Don. I think it was a great presentation. Thanks for inspiring us to go ahead and push our boundaries with respect to Tableau. And
Thank you very
thanks a
much
lot,
for having me.
everyone. Yeah. And thanks a lot, everyone, for joining. So we are a data company. We love your feedback. What else you want us to learn in VizConnect? So please let us know your feedback. I have just posted the link in the chat, and let us know what else you want in our VizConnect. Thank you. Thank you all for joining. Have a great weekend. Take care, and we'll see you soon. Thank you, Tom. Hope to see you soon.
Thank you. Yes. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.